It's a warm, sunny summer afternoon from Boston as the Red Sox continue their homestand. Game 2 of a 3-game series between the Rays and the Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, Jerry, a nice victory last night for the Red Sox. Really doing it well offensively and pitching-wise, but it's the offense that seems to be getting it going. You know,
it's kind of amazing there. For a moment, you thought you were in the 7th game of a World Series at Fenway Park with a team that's not even in the pennant race right now, but it was electric last night. David Ortiz really started it off against Jake McGee, one of the tough left-handers in all of baseball, and he had an 11-pitch walk against McGee. That was a great matchup between David Ortiz and McGee. And then Napoli comes up after David and pops the home run, the high home run that hits right on top of the wall out there in left field. And that gave the Red Sox the lead in the ballgame. Napoli has been swinging the bat very, very well as of late. As we look at the numbers for Napoli, you can see the .326 average. He's got a home run in 2 of the last 3 games, a total of 3 home runs and 9 RBIs over the last 14 games. So things offensively are very positive for him right now. Red Sox trying to make it 2 in a row against this Rays team. Good place to be in a park today, whether it be in the Boston Common or here at Fenway Park. We're back with the first pitch right after this. A3 today. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Toyota's website for deals. Buy at Toyota.com. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. The Scion TC. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Rays play day baseball. A lot of sunshine here right now as the Red Sox have taken the field. Let's check out the Tampa Bay Rays starting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Leading it off is John Jaso. He's the DH with Steven Souza Jr. in right field. Evan Longoria at third base with James Loney at first base. Logan Forsythe at second with Grady Sizemore in left field. As Drupal Cabrera, the shortstop, at seventh with Kevin Kiermaier in center. And Kurt Casale doing the catching and batting ninth. The Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Joe Kelly on the mound today. His 17th start of the year, 2-6 with a 5.94 earned run average, 68 strikeouts and 32 walks. And opponents sitting at 281 against Joe Kelly. And no decision in his last outing, lasting just 3 1/3, giving up 5 runs. 4 of them were earned. Rays and Red Sox. Welcome, Bella and Drew, to your first Red Sox game. A pretty good day here at Fenway as the Red Sox and Rays play game 2 of a 3-game series. Joe Kelly ready with the first pitch of the ball game, and it is lined to center field. In for a base hit for John Jaso. Now the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 10th in the American League with 63 errors on the season. Travis Shaw will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, Brock Holt at second, Mike Napoli at first. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Rusney Castillo, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Joe Kelly.
Today's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience a new Buick lineup during today's sign and drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Sam Holbrook has the plate. Crew Chief Greg Gibson at first, Clint Fagan at second, and Chris Conroy, the umpire, at third. Souza trying to bunt, pops it up, foul ground, and Hannigan will run it down. So Souza trying to bunt, and he popped it straight up. Hannigan didn't see it right away, but had time to get over there to make the catch.
Yeah, good adjustment here by Hannigan. It's always tough to see these bunts that have popped up around home plate. And you see by the time his eyes pick it up, he has to go over to his left, and also that stuff that's on deck, be careful about that. But he's able to make the catch and pick up the first out of the ballgame.
So 1 on, 1 out for Evan Longoria at 271. 11 home runs, 44 runs batted in. One of the issues that Longoria certainly has this year, you take a look at some of his numbers. You look at the Rays lineup over the last year or two, and really there's one guy you're not going to let beat you in this lineup. It's Evan Longoria. So I'm not so sure he sees a lot of great pitches to hit. Rays known more for their pitching than their offensive prowess. As Longoria will take the strike on the outside corner.
And today's a very good example. You got Longoria up there now. James Loney on deck. Loney with only 3 home runs and 17 RBIs on the season.
Never really known for his power. Of course, former member of the Red Sox, coming over from the Dodgers. Swing and a miss. Fooled on that pitch was Longoria.
Good slider there by Joe Kelly, keeping it down and away from Evan Longoria.
Napoli holding on. Jaso at first base, who gains his lead as it misses low and away, and it's 2-2. 389 in the last 5 games for Longoria. Couple home runs, couple of RBIs. Against the Red Sox this year, he's hit at 385. 3 homers, 4 doubles against Boston. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
Yeah, just spoiling that breaking ball was Longoria. Slider again outside, and just kind of waving at it to keep himself alive in this at bat. Good location with the breaking ball from Joe Kelly.
Fouled back, still 2-2. Kevin Cash's Rays coming in. 8 games back in the American League East, but in the wild card just 3 games out.
Yeah, that has really tightened up, hasn't it?
Yes. A lot of American League East represented there too. O's, Jays, and Rays. Swing and a miss, and Longoria strikes out. Good sequence there for Joe Kelly.
Yeah, steady diet of sliders in that at bat to Evan Longoria, and finally Joe Kelly wins the battle with another slider away. See the pitch zone, the Mika pitch zone, and everything on the outside part of the plate to Evan Longoria, and a lot of breaking pitches.
Mika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down, Jaso at first base, and James Loney the batter. Toting a .254 average, 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. Ground ball, he fights off foul down the first base line.
Red Sox in a unique defense. They play Loney to pull in the infield, but shade him to the opposite field in the outfield.
Loney with a pop-up back at third, sending Shaw into foul ground to make the catch. That ends the first inning. Rays retired. Red Sox coming up. Red Sox coming up, and they'll deal with Matt Moore as the starting pitcher for the Rays, brought to you by your New England Nissan dealers. Matt Moore's sixth start, 1-2 after the Tommy John surgery. Things have not gone as well as had been expected. A 7.61 earned run average for Moore, a guy who was an extremely good pitcher. Last two starts, 0-2 with an 8.38 as he tries to figure it out here. And today making start number 6 of the year. Holt lines it into left field, sharply by Longoria at third. Sizemore will get it back in, and Brock Holt's got himself a leadoff single here in the first inning. Let's check out the Red Sox lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. Brock Holt at second base with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. David Ortiz in the 3 spot, the DH. Hanley Ramirez back in the Red Sox lineup in left field with Mike Napoli at first. Travis Shaw getting the start at third base, called up today from Pawtucket. Rusney Castillo in right with Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, batting 8th. And Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field, bats 9th. So Brock Holt now the 5-game hitting streak after that base hit, 8 for 18 during the streak. And it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a pitch down and in.
Don, you talked about the Tommy John surgery for Matt Moore, and since coming back, the longest he's gone in the game is 5 innings. They're trying to keep him. He's between 81 and 88 pitches in the starts he's made since coming back.
Takes the strike right at the bottom of the zone. Today's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Matt Moore missed the majority of last season with the elbow injury, and he hasn't pitched more than 5 innings or thrown more than 88 pitches in his 5 starts since having the Tommy John surgery. You may have heard that somewhere before.
That's correct.
1-1 pitch is down and in. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Rays, keeping an eye on Matt Moore. 26 years of age. This is in the air. Foul down the left field line. Get out ahead.
Out in front of a changeup that time was Xander Bogaerts. There's the off-speed pitch that stays inside. Bogaerts right on it, but pulls it foul.
Lead runner on here, and Brock Holt at first base. Xander Bogaerts battling here against Matt Moore with a count of 2-2. Fly ball sprayed foul down the right field line, out of play.
There's only 3 players in the Red Sox lineup today that have faced Moore in the past, and that is Ortiz, Ramirez, and Napoli.
He was an 8th round pick in 2007. First start that he made in the majors was in the postseason against the Texas Rangers. Then went on to go 11-11 2012 and 17-4 in 2013 with a 3.29 earned run average. And of course, missing the bulk of last year, the Tommy John surgery.
A lot of rehabbing this season. A-ball, Charlotte, AAA Durham, and then back to Tampa Bay.
Had the surgery April of last year, and here he is pitching in August of this year. Fouled straight back, and Bogaerts will see an 8th pitch in the at-bat. Xander Bogaerts, very good numbers against left-handers at .378. First base and back to the bag is Holt.
Holt this season 5 steals, caught 1 time, 83%. As you can see for Brock Holt at first base.
Right back where he came from and through into center field, a base hit. Holt will take second. Good at bat for Xander Bogaerts.
Well, the Rays defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are 8th in the American League with 59 errors on the season. Evan Longoria will be at third base as Drupal Cabrera, the shortstop, looking Forsythe at second. James Loney, the first baseman, left to right. Grady Sizemore, Kevin Kiermaier, and Steven Souza Jr. And Kirk Casale once again doing the catching for Matt Moore. There's a changeup that time to Bogaerts that elevates, stays upstairs, and Bogaerts hard up the middle, right underneath the glove of Moore and by Forsythe.
So 2 on, nobody out, and David Ortiz, the batter. 245, 20 homers, and 58 runs batted in as he takes strike 1. Shifting here are the Rays. They keep it tight to the infield. The double play possibilities. That'll bounce in. Casale couldn't find it right away. He was down by his shoe tops. Six hits in his last 12 at bats with runners in scoring position. Holt at second, Bogaerts at first. That'll bounce in. 2-1.
Back-to-back changeups, lefty against lefty, and both missing.
Back and forth battle last night. Red Sox ended up on top. Win for Tazawa, save for Uehara in last night's game as Ortiz to right field. Souza Jr. on the run will get there. Makes the catch on the warning track, tagging up at second. And taking third is Holt. Nice running catch out there by Souza. He was in about straightaway right and had to go back to the right field corner to make that catch.
Yeah, he got a great jump on contact, too. Looked like this ball might find the corner for David Ortiz, but Souza really closes the gap in a hurry. Runner at second base, Brock Holt, is able to tag up and get to third base, but a nice play by by Souza Jr. out there in right field. Took extra bases away from David Ortiz.
First and third, one down, and it brings up Hanley Ramirez. 263 for Hanley. 19 homers, 49 runs batted in as he returns to the Red Sox lineup today after fouling a couple pitches off his shins. And last night off, back in there today. Injury occurring Thursday night. Same inning, same at bat. I've been struggling against lefties. Had a base hit in the fifth inning against Sale the other night, and that snapped an 0 for 21 stretch against left-handed pitching. Line to center field and caught out there by Kiermaier. Tagging is Holt. He'll score without a problem, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. Well, Ramirez with a bullet to center. Kiermaier makes the catch diving forward, but a sac fly as it turns out for Hanley Ramirez.
Yeah, Kiermaier is a very good center fielder, and he got a good jump on this also. This, as you mentioned, Don, was a rocket by Ramirez up the middle. Line shot that just would not sink for him. It stayed up in the air, and that gave Kiermaier a chance to make the catch. Good heads-up base running, tagging up at third base by Holt, and the Red Sox pick up their first run of the ball game. A lot of those line drives you see just sink as they get to the outfield. That one just kept going by Hanley.
So 2 down in the inning. Bogarts at first, and Mike Napoli the batter. Napoli hitting at .210, 13 homers, 39 runs batted in. Swing and a miss on a high fastball at 92.
I think we should all be aware today, as you listen to the game, that Don Orsillo has become Mr. Positive all of a sudden.
Yes, I have.
He's having a wonderful day today. Everything's wonderful.
I just think today is a perfect day for baseball. I mean, it's a summer day. It's a Saturday. Great crowd. It's beautiful here today. Strike 3 as Napoli looks at that and ends the inning. The Red Sox get a run, take a 1-0 lead. Michael will highlight the 75 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. The 105th game of the 75 season. The Red Sox beat the Tigers 6-1. Roger Moret went the distance and got the win for the Red Sox. He has 1 for 2 with a couple of walks, a couple of runs scored. Leading it off here for Tampa Bay is Logan Forsythe. Red Sox on top 1-0 thanks to a sac lineout by Hanley Ramirez, scoring Brock Holt. Forsythe fights it off foul to the right, out of play. Forsythe, who started last night's game at second base, ended up at first base by game's end. In there for a strike, and it is 2-2. Grady Sizemore then has Drupal Cabrera to bat here in the inning. Up and in with that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Joe Kelly trying to get a win. His last win was back on June the 6th against the Oakland A's. 6-inning effort, giving up 1 run. At a stretch at that point, a career-long 9-start winless stretch. Forsythe goes around and strikes out. Second strikeout for Kelly. 1 down.
That fooled that time on the high fastball from Kelly. Actually, a ball looked like it might have been out of the strike zone, but Forsythe chases it, cannot control the head of the bat, and is called out on the swing. High fastball, a very tough pitch to lay off because it just looks so good. It's eye level. Looks like it's hittable, but most of the time not.
Here is Grady Sizemore swinging to the first pitch to right, and Castillo moves over to make the catch for the second out. Monday, August 17th is Kids Lunchbox Giveaway Night at Fenway Park. All kids in attendance will receive a free lunchbox. Visit redsox.com/promos for more information to purchase your tickets now. 2 down here in the second inning, and it brings up as Drupal Cabrera. Red Sox defensively shifting on the right side. Xander Bogaerts coming over to the right as Cabrera looks at ball 1. That's 10 games. Cabrera hitting at .368. On the ground into that shift right side. Holt. Good inning for Joe Kelly. It's a 1-2-3. Red Sox have a 1-0 lead.
Red Sox take a 1-zip lead into the bottom of the second inning. Jonathan Oro, option to AAA Pawtucket. Travis Shaw called up today. Going to see him lead off. We saw him back on July 7th record his first big league hit. In fact, he recorded his first 3 big league hits. It was actually on his dad's birthday. His dad asked him just to get 1 hit. Here's the hit right here. It went to right field, and that's important to note because the Red Sox, like they generally do with these guys getting their first hit, played a nice little prank on Shaw. Actually, Torey Lovullo, the man behind the pranks, wrote this on what was made to believe Travis Shaw's first hit. I smoked a ball to left field. Some inscriptions on the ball. You guys will see it here in just a second. Basically, they messed with Shaw a little bit. They made him believe that this ball right here, P.S. before this hit, I hit a home run, but it was foul. P.S.S.S. Phew, finally got my first knock on July 8th. Obviously, it was July 7th. I was talking to Shaw, and he said, listen, what are you going to do? Of course, I believed them initially. About 15 minutes later, they gave him the real ball as he records another hit.
Headed to second base, sliding with a double. First career double for Travis Shaw. May want to get that ball, too.
Now Shaw in the lineup today. Sandoval still out after being hit by a pitch. And this ball here, nice piece of hitting. That ball down and away. And instead of trying to pull it, Shaw just goes with it to the opposite field to pick up his first hit of the afternoon. A double puts him in scoring position with nobody out.
Now Rusney Castillo coming up here. Rusney getting the start in right field, batting 7th. Red Sox trying to add to their lead. There's a pitch in there for a strike. Very high strike call there. Castillo at 244, 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Straightens him up on a pitch running in. A fastball from Moore.
Couple of pitches inside, figuring that Castillo was trying to move the ball to the opposite field and advance Shaw. A little tough to do that on a pitch inside like that.
Takes it the other way and into right field for a hit. Shaw being waved around from second. He will score. Throw to second is off the line, and into second base with an RBI double goes Rusney Castillo. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead.
And that's a great job by Castillo on a tough pitch to move the other way. It's a breaking ball, and a lot of times you see they hit a pull-less pitch, but instead Castillo with the hands inside the baseball moving it to the right side. That's guaranteed to advance the runner, but he gets the bonus. He gets the double, and a run scores.
So Castillo at second base, nobody out, and Ryan Hannigan coming up. 231 with a home run, 9 runs batted in. Hannigan turns on this and fouls it off. Of course, Hannigan, a former member of the Tampa Bay Rays and a former catcher for Matt Moore. And the two facing each other now, but prior to the ball game earlier today, renewing acquaintances again as Hannigan spending a season with Tampa Bay. Rusney Castillo at second base. Nobody out here in the second inning. And that will be a little bit high. 1-1.
Tell you, the Red Sox so far had some very good swings against Matt Moore. Coming back from that Tommy John surgery.
By the dive of Longoria at third base into left. Castillo will be stopped at third. Sizemore throwing it plateward, but it's first and third now. 3 straight hits for the Red Sox here in the second inning, and some solid contact.
Yeah, all on 3 different pitches. Shaw had a fastball that he hit the other way for a double. Castillo had a breaking ball that he hit the other way for a double. And now a changeup that is pulled past the third baseman. Castillo had to hold up to make sure that ball got through, so they hold him at third base with nobody out.
6-gamer now, 333 along the way. First and third, a run in, nobody out, and Jackie Bradley hitting at 125 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. In the dirt outside. Red Sox able to win here last night. Trying to make it 2 in a row against Tampa Bay. Also able to win on Thursday, the finale of the 4-game series against the White Sox. Foul tip at the plate, glancing off the catcher, Kurt Casale. Grab the attention of both Longoria and Loney by shortening up on the bat. And they're trying to stay hydrated here today at Fenway Park on a warm day, especially in the bleachers and in the sunshine. First 3-ball count of the day for Matt Moore. Top of the order, Brock Holt on deck as pitch will miss inside for ball 4. First walk of the day given up by Moore. Loads the bases for the Red Sox and brings Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out of the dugout. Well, hey, Red Sox Nation, start earning rewards for every dunk and run. Enroll any DD card online at ddperks.com. Enjoy free beverages upon enrolling and start earning rewards today. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'.
Now the Red Sox with an excellent chance to open this game up early here this afternoon. 2 runs in already, a bases loaded situation with nobody out, and Moore really struggling out there.
So the Red Sox with the bases loaded and nobody out. Brock Holt gets his second look at Moore. He singled off Moore in the first inning. Able to score the Red Sox first run. They now have 2. A little bit low for ball 1. Slaps it foul off to the left up into the grandstand area. Three for 19 with the bases loaded in his career. All 3 hits have come this year for Brock Holt. The bases loaded. In the air to center field. Kiermaier going backpedaling to make the catch in front of the warning track. Everybody tagging, and everybody will advance, including to the plate. Castillo in, and the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Hannigan taking third, Bradley to second on the long fly ball to center field, a sac fly for Holt, and it's 3-0 Boston.
Now look at it pitch by pitch. They start Holt off with a curveball right there. That's not a strike, so they go back to the fastball that he fouls off. And then comes back with another fastball that's down and in, and deep to center field goes Brock Holt. Very good base running here by the Red Sox. Everybody tagging up and advancing a base, including Jackie Bradley Jr. at first base. So job well done. Long sacrifice fly and good base running after that.
Infield in all the way around for the Rays here, already trailing 3-0. Xander Bogaerts a single in the first inning. One of now 5 hits for the Red Sox. Fly ball hit well to right field. Souza going back at the wall. That ball's off the wall. From third, Hannigan will score. Here comes Jackie Bradley. He's in. 2 more. Boston runs. Red Sox lead it 5-0. Second hit of the day for Bogaerts, and this one plates 2.
Bogaerts gets a high changeup from Moore and takes it long way to the opposite field. When it left the bat, I thought it had enough to get out of here, but it does hit the wall. And with 2 men advancing in the scoring position, both are easily able to score after that ball bounces off the wall. And 2 RBIs right there for Xander Bogaerts. That gives him a total of 50 now on the season.
David Ortiz taking a hack at the first pitch. Flied out to the warning track in the right field corner his first time up. Steven Souza Jr. able to make the catch in right field. Shift on here for the Rays. Still only 1 out in this inning. Now taking off for third is Bogaerts. Throw to third will be late. Keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, and you got a guy on the mound really that's all he's thinking about is trying to get an out. And his delivery to home plate very slow. And Bogaerts reads that. No look back at all by Moore. And Bogaerts easily picks up third base.
Swing and a miss. David gearing up for that. Strikes out. It is the second out of the inning. Second strikeout for Moore.
Now Moore going up and in with the best fastball he's thrown all day at 93. It was supposed to be up and away. Instead it stays up and in, but just as effective against Ortiz.
So 2 down in the inning is Alex Colomé up in the pen for the Rays. 25th pitch of the inning coming up for Matt Moore. Hanley Ramirez, the 8th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the second inning. Hanley with a sacrifice fly to center field in the first inning, picking up his 50th RBI of the year. Matt Moore's pitching line is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. Inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, a walk and 2 Ks. And Jerry Moore the same of what Matt Moore has experienced since his return.
Yeah, you can tell that he's not back to being 100%. I mean, the way that we saw him prior to surgery, and it is a long road back. There's no question about that.
On the ground and picked it short by Cabrera. Spins and fires to throw out Ramirez. But the damage done. Red Sox score 4 times, take a 5-0 lead. Strongest fan photo. Use hashtag NESN Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Tweet your photos now. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Kevin Kiermaier leading it off here for Tampa Bay. Red Sox out to the 5-0 advantage. Running the first 4 in the second. Kiermaier batting out of the 8th spot for Tampa Bay. Be followed by Curt Casali and John Jaso. Joe Kelly allowed a hit to the first batter that he faced in John Jaso in the first inning, but has retired 6 Rays in a row. Line foul. Final game of the homestand tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day here at the ballpark once again. So head over to Gate E. Ticket window 90 minutes before first pitch, or visit RedSox.com for tickets for tomorrow's ball game between the Red Sox and the Rays. To the count to Kiermaier. Reaches out and pops it up. Bogarts will go to the outfield lawn to make the catch for the first out here of the 3rd inning. Ace Ticket has great deals on the best seats to the Red Sox and Patriots games, as well as shows like Zach Brown and James Taylor at Fenway. Visit aceticket.com. Ace Ticket, it's more than a ticket.
When does James Taylor come to Fenway? Do you know?
I believe it's August 2nd, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that this road trip?
Yes. It can't be August 2nd. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not August 2nd.
August the 6th.
Yeah, so you could go.
Yeah, I can go. Yeah, I'm on vacation this trip.
Yeah.
I got to get tickets, though.
This is on the ground foul off the left. I'm sure you could swing that. You know, some people here, people that can get you in the place.
Yeah, maybe I do. I could try.
Which would you go to, Zach Brown or James Taylor?
I think James Taylor. I've never seen James Taylor live.
It's great. I saw him this last offseason, as a matter of fact. 0-2 pitch is outside to Curt Casali.
So that would be on, let's see, the
Thursday?
6th would be Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday night?
Yep.
I got to get working then on tickets.
Yeah, you got to get going. You can always check in with our good friend Jim Holtzman from Ace Ticket.
Well, you and Jim are very tight.
I love Jim. He's a great guy.
Yeah, because he gets you free tickets.
No. 2-2 pitch is strike 3 over the outside corner. 3rd strikeout for Joe Kelly.
Kelly going to the curveball this time to pick up the strikeout. So Kelly has settled down since that first base hit of the ball game and retired everybody since then. Mixing up his pitch as well as changeup, fastball, curveball, slider.
2 down for John Jaso. Single to center field in the first inning. Only hit the Rays have today against Joe Kelly. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESN. The 1-1 is on the outside corner. 8 in a row retired by Joe Kelly. Second time through the Rays order now for Kelly. On the outside corner. Well, Kelly with his 4th strikeout of the game. He's retired 9 in a row. Five to nothing. Red Sox have the lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. Into the bottom of the 3rd inning we go. Mike Napoli, Travis Shaw, and Rusney Castillo to face Matt Moore. Rays shifting on Napoli here on the left side of the infield. Logan Forsythe, second baseman, coming to the left side. This is back to Moore. He knocks it down. Has time to recover. And does. Throws out Napoli for the first out of the inning. Well, today's poll question is presented by the Scion TC. Which AL team improved the most at the trade deadline? Text Sox 1 for Toronto. Text Sox 2 for Kansas City. Text Sox 3 for Houston. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions as well as privacy policy.
Well, that's a tough question because all 3 teams did very, very well. Toronto jumping out to the early lead. They were very active.
What was?
I think he might have been complaining that the ball might have been foul or something. Well, I'm not sure, but that's all I can think of. As Farrell was out there discussing with Gibson, the first base umpire. Let's take another look on the contact here. A lot of spin on that baseball, and it looks like it is a fair ball, so that can't be it.
I wonder if Loney pulled his foot or something at first base. It wasn't a close play at first by any means. This in the air to right field off the bat of Shaw. Deep, far, and gone. Beyond the bullpen, into the bleachers for Travis Shaw. First major league home run for Shaw.
Well, quite an afternoon already. A double to the opposite field in his first at bat, and pulling the home run here. A long home run by Travis Shaw. He gets an inside fastball for Moore, and he just gets the barrel of the bat out in front and crushes it. That's over the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays.
For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Big swing there for Rusney, and a big swing for Travis Shaw.
Some out there is a souvenir for Travis Shaw, and I'm sure there'll be some negotiations going on to try to get that ball for Travis. First major league home run. You know, you're not being thrown out of the ballpark. We just would like to have the baseball, and we'll have something for you in return.
Oh, no negotiation apparently needed. He just handed it over.
Yeah, I just gave it over to him. That's very nice.
Yeah. That's in the air down the right field line, foul into the seats.
Maybe he got 2 James Taylor tickets.
Maybe you got your James Taylor ticket.
Yeah. That's certainly a souvenir every player wants, their first home run.
A little bit of a beverage on him there, it appears. Fouled back to the screen, still 2-2. Well, it's been a rocky outing for Moore, trying to weather the storm. Gave up a run in the first, 4 in the second. So far, a run here in the third. Colomé still up in the Rays pen. He was up last inning, back up again. On the ground left side, Cabrera charging, and the throw not dug out by Loney. So Castillo will reach.
Now we'll see how they score this. It very well could go as a base hit for Castillo, because a long way to go for Cabrera to get to this ball and then had to quickly release it on the throw to first base. So this could go as a base hit. There's the bounce in the dirt right there. That's going to hit Loney. It looks like in the wrist.
Well, it is a base hit for Rusney Castillo, his second hit of the day. So you got Bogarts with 2 hits, Travis Shaw with 2 hits, Rusney Castillo now with 2 hits. There is strike 1 to Ryan Hannigan. Red Sox have collected 8 on the day. Jumping back out of the way, the former Tampa Bay Ray, Ryan Hannigan. Strike called. Thought about pulling the trigger, but does not. A lot of night games across Major League Baseball. Only one other day game today. That's Kansas City and Toronto in Toronto. The Jays have a 5-1 lead over the Royals in the 6th inning. To right field, and that's going to get in for a hit. Castillo will take second. Ryan Hannigan aboard. He's now 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Now, he's been hot. 6-game hitting streak now, 2 for 2. Red Sox all over Moore, and he's really in there right now to get his pitch count up a little bit. That's the reason he's still in this ball game. Remember, coming back from Tommy John surgery, trying to build up his pitch count, his strength. It comes at an expense this afternoon, though, for Tampa Bay.
Two on, 1 out, a run in. Bradley a walk and a run scored in the 2nd inning against Moore. This one is skied to right, but it'll stay in the yard. Souza Jr. back shy of the track. Makes the catch. Tagging at second is Rusney Castillo. He will get to third with now 2 down here in the 3rd inning. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV for details. There is Brock Holt, who has singled and had a sacrifice fly in this game, picking up his 26th RBI of the year. Picks up that outside corner. A little generous there from Sam Holbrook. Well, the question is, Travis Shaw's been down this road before. Is that the real one or the fake one?
Probably fake. If Torrey's got it, it's probably fake. It's an awful lot of writing on there.
What is generally on there? Just the facts?
I'm trying to remember. I think, yeah, the facts of, what ballpark you were in, who you hit it off of, the date, and your first major league home run.
Is that generally done by somebody who has good writing?
Good handwriting, yes. Certainly, you would be capable of that, not me.
In there for a strike to Brock Holt. This is on the sanitary sock, it looks like, the first major league hit. And the ball goes in there. 70th pitch here from Moore. He's on the ground to first. Loney with a nice pick takes him to the bag as he tags it to end the inning. A home run for Travis Shaw's first in the big leagues. It's 6-0 Boston. First, Eastern Bank helps make good things happen. Watch out. Good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen.
And good things are happening today for Don Orsillo. It's amazing.
I'll tell you what.
He's gone from a glass half empty guy to a glass half full guy.
It's unbelievable.
Over
the change.
One day.
I don't know what it is. It's 6-0. 9 hits for the Red Sox today. Steven Souza Jr.
Let me see your list. You got some things jotted down.
It's kind of personal. I have some stuff over here that I was jotting down.
So let me look at it. Let me just pick out some of the things.
Here's an 0-1 to Souza.
Don loves the song "Happy" by Pharrell.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Loves it. Yeah. It's so peaceful here at the ballpark.
Is it not? I mean, what a day. Blue sky, sunshine.
This chair is very comfortable.
Not bad. I mean,
it's fun to read promos.
It is. You know, because it's funny. You get them and something they're different. It's like a box of chocolates. They're different every day, different flavors. Line to right. And Souza is thinking about hanging around at first base. He took a look up, saw Castillo was able to grab it. As a base hit, breaks up a string of 9 in a row.
The buildings are so pretty in the sun.
Take a look at that downtown skyline, Jerry.
I say that every day.
Shining off the buildings over there to the right.
You don't. This is all baloney. This is all phony baloney.
What are you talking about? Right. I made a couple of notes through the first couple of innings. You know, I let you in, to see my personal thoughts. And you're making fun of them. Did you miss any?
No, I did miss quite a few because there's someone there I just can't read. I mean, they make you look so ridiculous. My goodness. Mr. Happy.
All right. Evan Longoria batting here with Souza at first base. And a pitch in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
How about it's a great day to be me? How about that one? Why don't you write that one down?
I don't feel that. I feel the others.
So Mr. Happy doesn't feel happy today.
No, I do. I just, it's not about me. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of these things are just thoughts about what I see, from where we are, the perch we're at here at Fenway Park, our view. A couple things jumped in. I wrote down a few things, but this isn't about me.
It wasn't like that last night.
Last night?
You've had a complete...
Today is a different day. It's another day. And I'll tell you what, I love day baseball. I always have.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah,
I know you do.
I like day baseball. I think there should be more weekend day games.
Well, there are a lot of weekend day games. What are you talking about?
Well, Sunday, but most times Saturday, a lot of nights. In fact, there's only 2 today. There's us and Toronto who do
as a broadcaster, I love day games. Yeah. But as a player, I didn't like them at all because our schedule was all set up for night games.
Right. But there is nothing like a summer day at the ballpark, especially Fenway Park.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean. Evan Longoria struck out swinging in the first inning. 4 strikeouts today for Joe Kelly. In the dirt, and a throw to first as getting back to the bag is Souza. Had to dive back.
Pick off attempt right there on the block by Hannigan, and a nice pick at first base by Napoli as Souza gets back without much problem.
That'll miss, and it is ball 4 to Longoria. The first walk of the day given up by Joe Kelly, and the first 2 have reached here for Tampa Bay in the 4th inning. Well, Major League fans deserve Major League flavors. Run to the freezer section and try Hood Red Sox ice cream treats. Score a home run today with Hood. Two on, nobody out, and James Loney the batter. He fouled out to Travis Shaw at third base in the first inning. 0 for 1 today. That brings Hannigan out of his crouch, and Kelly's come a little bit out of sorts here in this inning.
Yeah, trying to get him back on the right track. He's been on a very good track since the first third of the ball game, and a base hit and a walk, and now the meeting at the mound. Everybody coming to the mound. Third baseman, shortstop, catcher, and Kelly.
Loney fouling it off himself. A single for Souza Jr. to begin the inning. Longoria with a walk. First two have reached here in the fourth inning. First time the Rays have had two base runners in an inning. Logan Forsythe waiting on deck. In the dirt and corralled by Hannigan, able to block it. No advance for the base runners.
You know what? I'm actually setting my sights higher
on
James Taylor. Not only would I like to go to the concert, I'd like to go backstage because we met him once in Cleveland. Yeah. Remember that?
Well, twice we had him on here too.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice guy.
I did that last year, actually, during the offseason. A wonderful guy.
So if I could finagle somehow to get to listen to it and also be backstage, so that would be something.
So you're not only looking for tickets now. We've moved on from just going to the concert on Thursday. You now want backstage.
Right.
This is to right field for James Loney, and stopping at third base is Souza. Bases loaded as the throw goes to the plate from right field.
And Rusney Castillo, very strong throwing arm from the outfield. He and Jackie Bradley Jr. both with strong throwing arms. And down by 6 runs, Tampa Bay's not going to take a chance with nobody out. Castillo with the throw, one bounce to Hannigan, and that would have been right on target. Now a little visit from Kyle Willis to Joe Kelly.
First time through was very good for Joe Kelly. Second time not going as well. This summer, pump up the fun with Irving Oil. You could win a Ford Escape, a Can-Am Spyder, $5,000 in cash, or other great instant prizes. Visit a participating Irving Oil, irvingfun.com for details. Now, Hannigan appears to be doing most of the talking out there. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Logan Forsythe coming up here as the Rays try to pick away at a 6-run deficit as they bat in the fourth. Forsythe struck out swinging in the second inning, 0 for 1. Foul back to the screen. Joe Kelly coming in with a 2-6 record on the year. 5.94 earned run average. In and out of the rotation for the Red Sox. First faced the Rays on April 22nd at Tropicana Field. Gave up 5 runs in a no decision in that outing. 5 innings pitched. Strike called, and it's 0-2. It's now 50 pitches thrown by Joe Kelly.
That fastball at 96 up in the outside part of the plate to Forsythe. See Hannigan set up away. That's exactly where Kelly gets it.
Frame there by Hannigan, but it is away. Career 7 for 25 hitter with the bases loaded at 280. 1 for 6 this year for Logan Forsythe with the bases loaded. Line to center field, and that's in for a hit. Souza coming from third, Longoria behind him. 2 runs in on the base hit to center for Forsythe, and it's now 6-2. Red Sox have the lead. Joe Kelly giving 2 back here to Tampa Bay.
Now Forsythe jumping on the fastball from Kelly again. Hannigan wanted to go away, but a mislocation. That ball stays middle of the plate, and Kelly knew it right away on contact. That ball drops in. 2 runs come across. 6-2 ball game.
Two on, nobody out. Grady Sizemore swung at the first pitch. First time he was up, flied out to right field, and Rusney Castillo. Sizemore, of course, who opened the year with the Red Sox last year. Four games with Durham. Back here with the Rays. Second stint with Tampa Bay. Fouls it off to the left hand, out of play. 1-1.
We saw Grady down in St. Pete in one of the series we played against Tampa Bay. Bouncing back and forth between the minor leagues and the big leagues.
3 for his last 30 with Tampa Bay right now. Actually led off 4 times this year for Tampa Bay, position that he did on a regular basis with the Cleveland Indians. Taps it foul. Series of injuries really hampered him over the course of what was an all-star career when he was with the Cleveland Indians. Boney at second, Forsythe at first with nobody out here in the 4th inning. Fourteenth start now for Sizemore. He is in left field for the second time. He's had 5 starts in right, 7 starts as a DH. Outside, 2-2. Joe Kelly giving up a single to Souza to begin the inning, a walk to Longoria, single to Loney, which loaded the bases, then a 2-run single for Forsythe. Now 2-2 to Sizemore. Strike 3 call. He needed that. 97 and on the corner. 5th strikeout for Joe Kelly.
Yeah, needed that badly. Nice little bounce back here by Kelly with a nasty pitch away. Everything in that bat away from Sizemore. And finally gets him on the fastball. So a much needed strikeout by Joe Kelly.
25th pitch of the inning coming up here for Joe Kelly. As Drupal Cabrera will be receiving that pitch. He grounded out to second baseman Brock Holt in the 2nd inning. Strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Colomé continues to warm in the pen. Perhaps should be coming on for the 4th inning. 70 pitches for Matt Moore through the first 3 innings, but moreover just ineffective, giving up 6 runs, 9 hits. Line to hand off the glove of Napoli. Staying with it is Holt, and covering is Kelly for the out. Hunters move along, and a nice play there by Kelly to get over with all that action going on the right side of the infield.
Yeah, a lot of times when you see the ball on a semi-line drive like that, you kind of quit on it, but Kelly didn't quit. He just kept going to first base, and it pays off. It's like Napoli was thinking about a double play there on a catch and throw to second. Instead, they get that man at first base in Cabrera. See the ball right off the tip of the glove of Mike Napoli.
So 3-4-1 on the put out of Asdrubal Cabrera. Runners move along. Loney to third, Forsythe to second. And here's Kevin Kiermaier. Of his last 21 hits have gone for extra bases. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. TC and Steve Lyons will have reaction from the Sox clubhouse and break down Joe Kelly's start. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? Here, a catch on a foul ball. Kiermaier takes strike 3. No, he doesn't. He'll take strike 2. How about that? Makes it 1-2. I got 2 positives there ahead of myself, Jerry.
It's okay. It's good thinking. Yeah. Fastball really kind of freezing Kiermaier on the inside part of the plate right there. Trying to check his swing, but it was a good pitch by Kelly.
On the ground right side. Holt gets the big hop. He'll flip softly to first to end the inning. So 2 runs for the Rays. A 6-2 Red Sox lead. Eastern Bank, innovation doesn't just mean making life simpler. It means finding new technology that puts your needs first. See what's new at easternbank.com. Here, you're first. Eastern Bank. A beautiful summer day in Boston with the Red Sox on top 6-2, out hitting the Rays 9-4. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. And first out of the pen today for Tampa Bay is Alex Colomé. After Matt Moore started, went the first 3 innings. Colomé's 20th appearance of the year, 4-4 with a 4.42 earned run average, 54 strikeouts, 25 walks, and opponent sitting at 285 against Colomé. Moore lasts just 3 innings, gives up a total of 9 hits and 6 runs. He walked 1, struck out 2. And put the Rays in a tough hole, but they come back with a couple of runs in the top half of this inning. And the Rays into their bullpen in the 4th inning. Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz, and Hanley Ramirez to bat here in the 4th. Bogaerts 2 for 2 today with a couple of RBIs. He got himself a single and a double. Foul back to the screen, 1-1.
Good velocity on that fastball, 96 from column A. As Bogaerts fouls it off.
Colome has not given up a run in his last 4 relief appearances. Since moving to the pen, 10 strikeouts and a walk in 10 in the 3rd innings pitched. Numbers much better on the road than they are at home. As this one fouled back into the seats. Popped up foul off to the right out of play. Still 1-2. Center fielder Kevin Kiermaier over towards right center for Bogaerts to go the other way. As Xander leads it off here in the 4th. 2-2. Talking about the road home splits for Colome. 2.56 earned run average on the road, compared to a 5.01 earned run average at home at the Trop. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and Bogaerts, frustrated, fires the bat away, and Casale throws him out at first base. First strikeout for Colome as we check in with Gary.
Hanging out with Mitch from Nashua. Mitch, how did it feel to stumble into some Travis Shaw history there in the 3rd inning?
Well, it was pretty amazing as the ball came toward me. Kind of don't believe that it's coming, and then it was pretty much at my feet. Everyone was scrambling, and I ended up with the ball.
You told me you're a bad negotiator because they came up to you, and you and your daughters thought you were in trouble for getting the ball.
Security came over after we had the ball for a few minutes, and we thought we had done something wrong when they said, can we talk to you? And I said, what's up? And they said, this is Travis Shaw's first home run. He'd like to have the ball. I said, absolutely, no problem.
You told me you were a bad negotiator, but Mitch, right there, in that situation, you know, the world is quite literally your oyster. You can shoot for the stars. I'm telling you, you can say, hey, I want to meet Don and Jerry. I want to go up to the booth if you want this ball back, but you gave it away.
That's just me.
And they said they're going to hook you up, I guess. They took the ball to hook.
They say that they take care of me. I'm not sure what that means. You know, I don't really need anything. Another ball would be great, but I'm happy that he has the ball.
Mitch, you're in luck. This might be the miscongeniality of consolations, but I brought you a ball until the Red Sox bring you a goodie package. But good stuff, man, and thanks for hanging out with us. Next time, hang on to that ball. Huh? All right, cool.
Hey, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you do him a favor and give him something? Give him a selfie.
Give him a selfie. I think his daughters just took a couple selfies. So,
did they?
Yeah, didn't even need to ask for it.
Okay,
it was already prompted. But good looking out, Jerry, as usual.
To left off the bat of Ortiz, and this is going to get in back towards the wall. David is going to stop at first base as Sizemore gets it back in. A 1-out single for David Ortiz. First hit of the day for Big Papi.
1 for 3 now for Ortiz, again going to the opposite field. He's done quite a bit of that on this homestand. And that's good hitting right there. He gets that pitch away from Colome and slices it down the left field line. Thinking about 2, but wisely holding up at 1.
So 1 out base runner. Hanley Ramirez has a sac fly and a ground out so far in 2 plate appearances. First time that he's faced Colome today. After Matt Moore went the first 3 innings giving up 6 runs. Hanley jumping on the first pitch, a fastball, and fouling it back. On Nantucket for the weekend. Join the Bruins Foundation tomorrow from 6 to 9:30 at the Chicken Box for the Boston Bruins Foundation Nantucket Benefit Show. Listen to great music and mix and mingle with Bees alumni while benefiting the Nantucket Star. To purchase tickets, visit bostonbruins.com/foundation. In there for a strike, and it's 0-2 now to Ramirez.
Hanley questioning that last call. It was a breaking ball that was high, but apparently right at the top of the strike zone.
Swing and a miss, chases that breaking ball away, and that's his second strikeout for Colome.
And Colome once again going to the slider, this time ahead in the count. And that's a good one. That starts with a little bit of the plate and ends up with none of the plate.
So 2 down, Ortiz at first base, and it brings up Mike Napoli, 0 for 2 today. Napoli struck out looking in the first inning, grounded back to the mound in the third. Tomorrow, Wade Miley will be on the mound, matched up against Jake Odorizzi in the third and final game of the series. Final game of the homestand for the Red Sox. Well, number in front of the plate, and out jumps Casali, the catcher, and he'll throw out Napoli to end the inning. We're through 4 from Fenway, 6-2 Red Sox. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. A lot of sailboats on the Charles today as the Red Sox and Rays play along to the 5th inning, 6-2. Boston on top. Number 9 man Kurt Casale leading it off. And taking ball 1 from Joe Kelly. Sally struck out looking in the 3rd inning.
Now take a look at 3 of Joe Kelly's 5 strikeouts on the day, and doing a good job mixing up his pitches, going to the slider there for that strikeout. And then a fastball that's going to be up and just about out of the zone for another. And the curveball doing the honors.
On the ground to Bogarts at shortstop for the first out here of the 5th inning. Joe Kelly's pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs. He's walked a batter, struck out 5, thrown 67 pitches so far today, and has 1 out in the 5th. Top of the order, John Jaso singled to center field in the 1st inning, struck out looking in the 3rd inning. On the ground again, off the glove of Shaw. It'll kick into shallow center, and Jaso will reach. Wide turn at first, but he'll retreat to the bag at first.
At Jaso now with a 2-for-3 afternoon. Bates hits in the 1st and the 5th. As this one deflects off the glove of Travis Shaw as he goes into the dive, and you can see that Bogarts was backing him up, had no chance to make a play on it. That unique hitting style of John Jaso, we highlighted it last night.
I think it's a relatively new thing. I don't remember that from him in the past. Do you?
I remember I thought he had an open stance, yes, but not like that. I don't think I've ever seen anybody stand at home plate like John Jaso does. Look back on it right now, and you can see that back leg, how it's the front leg rather, how it's to the back of the batter's box. I've never seen a setup like that, I don't think, from anybody. And he gets into that hitting position, of course. He has to. He wouldn't be able to hit the other way. But as you said last night, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. But I've never seen anybody start like that.
Second go around with Tampa Bay for Jaso, who's at first base with 1 out. Steven Souza Jr. 1 for 2, a single in the 4th inning. Timeout very late. Joe Kelly stops his progression. Take the family to Fenway one last time before the summer is over with Red Sox End of Summer Family Pack from August 17th to August 23rd. This package includes game tickets, free parking at the Prudential Center Garage, free duck boat tour ride to and from Fenway Park, and a free hot dog and Coke. How great of a deal is that for the whole family? Backs him off with a fastball inside, and it's 3-1. Evan Longoria waiting on deck. Hit is Souza. Fastball from Joe Kelly gets him.
That fastball just continues to go inside on Souza right there, and almost got him in the face. Eventually gets him on the hand, it looks like. And that was very close to the face also.
Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy make a donation to Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Rocco Baldelli, the first base coach, Rhode Island native, talking it over here with Steven Souza, former Red Sox outfielder as well, and Rocco Baldelli. Here is Evan Longoria with 2 men on and 1 out here in the 5th inning. So a base hit and a hit batter after Kelly got the first out of the inning. Longoria today has struck out swinging and walked. He's also scored a run. Strike 1. This is the 999th game for Evan Longoria. Tomorrow will be his 1,000th, assuming he is in the lineup, which generally he is every day. On the ground and through into right center field. From second base, Jaso will be waved around. He will score. And it's now 6-3. So the Rays making their way back in this ball game. We'll have the tying run coming to the plate here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Longoria on base twice today, a walk, and now this base hit to the left of Brock Holt. And Jaso, who had a base hit, comes in to score. Here's that inside-out swing by Longoria. That RBI is 45th on the season, and they have cut the lead in half now.
First and third, a run in with 1 out. Here's James Loney. Action in the Red Sox pen now as Kelly running into trouble here in the 5th inning. Craig Breslow, the left-hander, up. James Loney today is fouled out to third, single to right, 1 for 2. Souza at third base, Longoria at first base with 1 away, a run in. On the ground up the middle into center field, a base hit, and from third comes Souza. To third goes Longoria, and it's now 6-4. Red Sox have the lead. The Rays chipping away, and this time James Loney drives in the 4th run.
Now Loney 3 times today has hit the ball well. Well, actually a pop up the first time up, but then 2 singles. And this time gets on top of a fastball that's above the belt and to the right of Brock Holt. So Longoria to the left of Holt, Loney to the right in a 6-4 game.
First and third, 1 out. Logan Forsythe, the batter. Tying run now at first base for Tampa Bay with 1 out in the inning. They got 2 in the 4th, and so far 2 here in the 5th. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. In again, 2-1. Chop foul down the third baseline, evens the count at 2-2.
Now, right now, Kelly looked for something that can be hit on the ground to maybe turn over a double play and get out of this inning. Tried the breaking ball that time, hit on the ground, but foul.
Two fouled off, and it's still 2-2.
Once again, a ground ball pitch right there, but once again, tap foul by Forsythe.
Two balls, two strikes. Logan Forsythe getting his third look today at Joe Kelly. Shook off Hannigan a few times.
The only pitch I didn't see put down there was the changeup.
That's what he wanted.
There it is.
Wrap foul, still 2-2. Joe Kelly had retired 9 batters in a row at one point after giving up a base hit to John Jaso in the first. And a swing and a miss. Needed that. 97-mile-an-hour fastball that was away. 6 strikeouts now for Joe Kelly.
Yeah, get some thinking about the changeup. The off-speed pitch then buzzes him with the fastball at 98 miles an hour to the outside corner. Well, if you're not going to get the double play, certainly the strikeout is the next best thing.
Here is Grady Sizemore, 0 for 2 today. He has flied to right and struck out looking. And late on that fastball. Longoria at third base, tying run, and James Loney at first base with 2 outs in the visiting half of the 5th inning. Ball and a strike to Sizemore.
And keeping the ball away from Sizemore all day long. Shading him to the opposite field in the outfield with the exception of Rusney Castillo in right.
Lots of room out there in right center field. Sizemore on a grounder to the hole. It's short, and the throw to second. Nicely done by Xander Bogaerts. Brock Holt over there to cover. They get Loney 6-4 on the force out to end the inning. The Rays get closer as they get 2. It's 6-4 Boston.
6-4, the Red Sox have the lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Xander Bogaerts with another nice play at shortstop. The backhand going away from the bag, makes the throw to second base. Brock Holt becomes a first baseman, stretching out, and they get the force out to end the inning.
There's Travis Shaw to lead it off in the bottom of the fifth. Shaw with a couple of hits in this game, a double in the second inning, a home run. His first in the majors in the third. He's got 2 of the 10 Boston hits on the day. Alex Colomé back out on the mound here for Tampa Bay. His second inning of relief for Matt Moore, who's currently on the hook for Tampa Bay, but the offense starting to come around for the Rays, collecting 2 runs in the fourth, 2 runs in the fifth. On the ground with a shift on to left, and Travis Shaw's got his 3rd hit of the day.
That's the way to defeat the shift. Putting everybody on the right side of the infield with the exception of the third baseman and just hitting a ground ball to shortstop. See where Longoria's playing, and you see that there's nobody at shortstop, so why not hit it there? Good job by Travis Shaw. Nice 3-for-3 afternoon going.
Now Shaw leading it off here with a base hit, and it brings up Rusney Castillo, a double in the second. Infield hit in the third, 2 for 2 today. Showing bunt, pulls it back, and it's called a strike. As Casale that time jumping up like he was going to fire to first.
They call on the pitch or the bunt attempt. Take another look at it. Because he did pull the bat back.
I guess it was called on the pitch. Sam Holbrook has a plate today for the umpires. Castillo bats now. Hannigan will be next. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the fifth. Bunting again. This time gets it down. Colomé will go to first. And they do get Rusney Castillo. Sacrifice going 1-3 as Shaw takes second base.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if Rusney, he was squaring around early, so it leads me to believe that maybe it was a sacrifice. It certainly looked like a sacrifice attempt. Hustling down the line made it a close play at first, but the Red Sox do get another man in scoring position. So Castillo getting his job done with the bunt.
Well, stay right here after the third out of this inning for a special behind-the-scenes look at what happens here at Fenway Park in between innings. Be like you're at the ballpark at the end of this inning. Travis Shaw at second base, 1 down for Ryan Hannigan. 2 hits on the day, both singles, 1 to left, 1 to right. Joins Bogaerts, Shaw, and Castillo, all with multi-hit performances. Red Sox out hitting the Rays 11-7 as they bat here in the fifth inning. Jackie Bradley waiting on deck with 1 down. Stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final. TC and Steve Lyons will have highlights from around Major League Baseball. That's today on Red Sox Final, and it's presented by Uno's. Alex Colomé first out of the pen today for Tampa Bay into his second inning of relief. Gave up a leadoff base hit to Travis Shaw. Sacrifice bunt. Get Shaw into scoring position. Now Ryan Hannigan ahead in the count 1-0. Foul down the right field line, out of play. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Colome getting it up there at 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, good hard fastball, good hard slider. Basically the two pitches you see from Colome.
In and out of the rotation for Tampa Bay. Same thing last year. It's now parts of 3 seasons in the big leagues with the Rays, up and down to AAA Durham. Too high that time, 2-2. It's from Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. Good live arm, 26 years of age. On the ground, foul, sharply hit over by the Rays dugout and off the fencing in front.
It's one of the few changeups he's thrown so far, and Hannigan way out in front of that changeup, pulling it foul. Here's the off-speed pitch, stays inside, and Hannigan out in front of it.
In the air to left center field. Sizemore coming from left. Kiermaier from center. And it's Kiermaier who steps in front to put it away for the second out of the inning. I want to remind you to tune in August 18th and 19th to Nesson for the coverage of WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation. Arbella Insurance Foundation here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. 2 down, Shaw at second base, and Jackie Bradley coming up, batting out of the number 9 spot. Bradley walked in the second, fly to right in the third. Colome trying to stop this Red Sox offense and give the Rays more of an opportunity to come back in this game. It was 6-0 Boston at one point today. That one gets away from him on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-0. Shaw, who started the inning with a single, still at second base with 2 down. High again. Fenway Park right now cloud covered as the Clouds making their way over.
Spot thunderstorms going through the area.
There's a strike to Bradley, who's taken all the way, 3-0. Picks up the outside corner. Top of the order, Brock Holt waiting on deck. Ball 4, and Bradley down to first base. So Colome walks the number 9 man. Second time today that Bradley has earned a walk. Got a little too close to the action. Fans with injuries get immediate care at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. 2 on, 2 down, and Brock Holt is single today, sacrifice fly, and a ground out to first. Sac fly produced his 26th RBI of the year. In the dirt, picked on the backhand by Casale. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Boston. 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Tampa Bay. High for ball 2.
Right now, Colomé all over the place. Can't seem to find a pitch that he can throw for a strike.
Shaw and Bradley on the bases with 2 outs here in the 5th. High again.
Even tried to take a little bit something off the fastball that time and still missing high.
Not close, and this will load the bases. Back-to-back walks, and Colomé coming unglued here a bit as his pitching coach Jim Hickey heads out. Well, fans, NESN is looking for the best backyard ballparks in New England. Upload a video of your backyard ballpark to NESN.com/ballparks. Enter today. If you are the winner, Jerry and I will visit your backyard ballpark.
That is getting a lot of play right now, the backyard ballpark. I was talking to someone in the cafeteria the other day that said his brother has one. It's way out in northeast Massachusetts.
Huh.
And it's kind of built like Camden Yards in Baltimore.
Oh, cool. So I think there's going to be a lot of good entries. I really do.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot to look at and study before we make our final decision.
We're going to show up at your house. And the Rem Dog rolling in.
Probably have, get out of here, do not disturb.
Yes.
All those signs will be out.
Xander Bogaerts coming up. And the bases loaded here, 2 down. Red Sox trying to grab some insurance here and gather a little more room right now as the Rays right back in the ball game again. 2-run lead for the Red Sox. It's been a good day for Xander. He has singled, doubled, and driven in 2 runs. 308 hitter in his career with the bases loaded, has never had a grand slam. He's 7 for 17 this year. To center, and that's going to fall in for a hit. From third, Shaw scores. Here comes Bradley. He will be out at the plate. But the Red Sox do get a run in and take a 7-4 lead. So Boston on top 7-4. Don't go anywhere. Let's stay right in the park.
First at the ballpark. First word on the game. It all starts with Red Sox First Pitch Live on NESN. Presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse.
How do we make a great suit? We start with the finest Italian fabrics. Then it's built by the finest craftsmen in the world, right here in America. I'm Joseph Abboud. This is my signature suit, designed for Men's Warehouse.
Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
People really seem to love Cumberland Farms iced coffee. In fact, in a taste test with iced coffee drinkers, 87% of people liked or loved it.
Wow! I don't know how to thank you all.
Hey, you do the same for any of us, ma'am.
Cumberland Farms iced coffee, just 99 cents any size.
every Sunday.
What's up, TJ, Amber? Boom!
Nesson's got 30 minutes commercial-free of baseball fun.
Wants to see Wake throw the knuckle.
Science straight from the lab.
We're here to talk about reaction time.
Skills taught by real pros.
I'm here with my dad, and he's going to show us how he hits to the opposite field. So look at the camera.
Don't tell me what to do.
Plus everyone's favorite green monster on Nesson Clubhouse.
Where the kids run the show.
Sundays, 90 minutes before the game on Nesson.
Back at Fenway Park, and a live look in at Fenway Park to see what was going on there in between innings. And I was most interested in what David Meller was doing there in between innings, and I was updating the umpiring crew and John Farrell as to what might be coming. Some ominous clouds making their way over Fenway Park right now. The wind has picked up, kind of a swirling wind in the ballpark. There's Drupal Cabrera with a swing and a miss. Fastball rising. Cabrera 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base. Bounced into a 3-4-1 out in the fourth inning. Red Sox picking up a run in the bottom of the fifth. Justin Masterson up in the pen for the Red Sox. Earlier it had been Craig Breslow. Now Masterson as Kelly works into the sixth. And Kirby Yates back with the Rays again up in the pen. Cabrera, Kiermaier, and Casali to bat here in the sixth inning. In the air to shallow left. Ramirez moving in and over, but it'll fall fair and jump up into the seats. A ground rule double for Asdrubal Cabrera down the left field line.
Well, Hanley plays a very deep left field, and he was not going to be able to get to that one as it sliced down that left field line. You see where Ramirez is playing him to pull and deep. And right there backs off thinking it's going to bounce over his head. Instead it bounces and spins into the stands. And the leadoff double by Cabrera here in the sixth inning.
Kevin Kiermaier 0 for 2 has flied out to center, grounded out to second base. Wind has picked up here significantly at Fenway Park. Two and 0. Up the middle into center field, a base hit for Kiermaier. Cabrera being waved around. He will score. And it's now 7-5 as the Rays get a run back here quickly in the sixth inning off Joe Kelly. And here comes John Farrell. A double and a single to open up the sixth inning. A run here quickly for the Rays. And that'll be the day for Joe Kelly with Masterson warming in the pen. We will step aside with a pitching change from Fenway. Red Sox on top 7-5. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Some dark clouds over Fenway Park right now. Red Sox have a 7-5 lead as we play here in the top half of the 6th inning with a runner at first, and the Red Sox into the bullpen. Justin Masterson into the game, his 16th appearance of the year, 4-2, 5.63 earned run average, 45 strikeouts, 23 walks, and opponents hitting at .288 against Masterson. Came in the 6th inning in game 1 of the series against the White Sox on Monday.
Now Kiermaier at first base. He's got 11 steals on the season, caught 1 time. And getting plenty of attention here early from Masterson.
Throw over again, and Kiermaier back to the bag again. In there for strike 1. Kurt Casale has struck out looking and grounded to shortstop, 0 for 2. Rays catcher batting out of the number 9 spot in their order. Check again on Kiermaier. Got a piece of that. Casale didn't mean to swing, tried to stop himself, ends up making contact and fouling it off.
That slider that time from Masterson stays inside. Actually a pretty good pitch to hit, but check swing by Casale and just fouls it off. Probably like to have that one back.
Seventh appearance for Masterson as a reliever this year for the Red Sox. The rest is a starter, and he misses Hannigan there. Goes to the backstop, and Kiermaier ends up at second base anyway on what's likely a wild pitch.
All that attention paid to Kiermaier at first base because of the possible steal. Well, he just walks to second base on the breaking ball here that gets away from Hannigan. Wild pitch by Masterson.
Nobody out here. Kiermaier at second base, and Casale down on the count, 1-2. 2-2. Wrap foul over by the Rays dugout towards the end of it. Four for his last 6 with runners in scoring position. Casale overall at 222 in that category. Kiermaier at second, the responsibility of Joe Kelly, so far charged with 5 runs today. Swing and a miss, and Masterson needed that. Strikes out Casale for the first out of the inning.
Stays with the breaking ball. They'll pick up the strikeout against Casale. Second time Casale has struck out today on the breaking ball. Once by Joe Kelly, this time by Masterson.
One out, Kiermaier at second, and John Jaso the batter. J-So today with 2 hits, single to center and an infield hit to third. He is struck out in between. Fouls that one off at the plate. Double-barreled action for Tampa Bay in their pen. There's Steve Geltz and Kirby Yates warming in the pen. J-So fouls off another. He wasn't sure where that went. Ended up behind him. Rain starting to fall here at Fenway. High, and it's 2-2. See the rain falling here at the moment. Wind had picked up here. Clouds gathering above. 2-2. Inside, full count. Some of the fans starting to scurry here as it intensifies. Breaking ball missing, and J-So works a 1-out walk. That is the second walk given up by Red Sox pitching today, the first by Masterson. The Paw Sox fans, the first 5,000 fans that enter McCoy Stadium on Thursday, will receive a Paw Sox replica jersey. The Paw Sox will be hosting Syracuse at 7, but you want to get there early for this. Visit pawsox.com to get your tickets today. And a pinch hitter coming up here for Souza. It is Brandon Guyer. Not sure if Souza, when he was hit by the pitch, that hand may have gotten worse. He's being pinch hit for here in the 6th inning.
Now that's generally what happens. You get away with it for a couple of innings. All of a sudden it swells up. It gets very sore, and out of the ball game you have to come. Hannigan calling a meeting at home plate. At the pitcher's mound. This is when Souza got hit by Joe Kelly. And immediately grabbing that hand, wrist, fingers, whichever it hit.
First and second with 1 out in the inning, and Brandon Guyer pinch hitting. In there for strike 1. They have taken the cover off the tarp and did that in between innings. For his last 14 as he bats here with Kiermaier at second, J-So at first. 1 out in the 6th. Taken off for third base is Kiermaier, and he will be out. And Hannigan gets him. Kiermaier wants to challenge it as he points to his manager, Kevin Cash, and we'll see here. He was stealing on his own. Staying at first base was J-So. Not a double steal attempt here, and Kiermaier kind of ill-advised here.
Well, he didn't even have a walking lead. You know, usually at second base when you go off the steal, you got some kind of movement going in that direction. Let's see if the glove comes across and gets the hand. Kiermaier thinks he got the hand underneath the tag from Brock Holt. From Travis Shaw.
And they are going to challenge it.
I mean, from that look right there, it looks like he did tag him.
Yep. I think he did.
And the same with that look.
Yep. Kevin Cash electing to challenge it. Kiermaier at third base with a safe sign as he watches it on the center field scoreboard.
Yeah, the crowd's calling him out.
Yeah.
And Kiermaier is calling himself safe.
Rain falling harder as this challenge goes on. I think he's out.
I think he's out too, but we'll have to wait and see what the final decision is right now from the umpires, who are taking quite a bit of time making sure they get this right. That's one, before replay that would have been an automatic out because the ball beat him there.
Right. It's taking a long time.
That's tough to tell if the glove went above the hand. That's the problem.
And is it conclusive enough to overturn, because the call on the field is he is out. Masterson warming up while this challenge continues.
And no matter how many times we look at it, it's still very difficult to tell if that glove got the hand before the hand got to the bag.
He's out. Kiermaier not buying it as he gets the news officially. Caught stealing 2-5, and they lose that runner that was already in scoring position.
Yeah, it was he didn't have a great jump at second. I mean, he made it very close. There's no question about that. But he didn't have a walking lead or anything from second base. Almost right from a standstill, he was trying to steal.
Masterson ahead in the count here, 1-2. In the air to left center field. Hanley Ramirez on the runs, not going to get there. One hops the wall. From first base, John Jaso being sent around. Xander Bogaerts with a throw to the plate will be not in time. And it's a one-run game, and that caught stealing really looms large now for the Rays. So instead of being a tie game, they're back within a run now. It's 7-6 on the double by Geyer.
I give Geyer some credit. Comes off the bench, hitting for Souza Jr., who was hit by a pitch, and is able to find that gap in left center field. Really executed okay by the Red Sox, but not in time to get the base runner coming home. Ball bouncing high off the wall on one hop, and Geyer gets himself the double in the RBI. So a one-run game.
Red Sox at one point today had a 6-0 advantage. It's now 7-6. And Evan Longoria taking strike one. 5 of these 6 runs charged to Joe Kelly. Masterson has been assessed a run since coming into this game. Nine for 27 against Masterson for Longoria, including 2 home runs. Strike 2. Longoria not chasing, outside for ball 2. James Loney on deck. 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 runs in. Longoria pops it up. Foul ground. Should reach the seats. And again, in Napoli giving chase, but well back into the crowd. Kevin Kiermaier trying to steal during this inning has cost the Rays. Swing and a miss, and Longoria strikes out. But Tampa Bay, for the 3rd straight inning, puts a 2 spot on the board. It's now 7-6 Boston. TBA will have a complete recap of the Pedro Martinez number retirement ceremonies. Tune in tomorrow at 6 right here on NESN. 7-6, Red Sox have the lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. A comfortable lead no longer for the Red Sox. Brandon Guyer staying in the game after pinch hitting for Steven Souza. And he stays in right field as Steven Geltz into the game now. 3rd pitcher used today by Kevin Cash. 49th appearance, 1-4, the 3.14 earned run average. Opponents hitting at 162 against Geltz. Not in here to face David Ortiz to begin things here in the bottom of the 6th inning. David takes strike 1. Ortiz has flat out to right, struck out and singled. Shift on here for the Rays on the right side.
Now Geltz starts them off with back-to-back split-fingered fastballs.
Red Sox have Craig Breslow up. One and two. That fooled David.
Another split of 3 in a row from Geltz. Here you see the grip on the baseball and see the action on the pitch. Moving down and away from Ortiz.
Alex Colomé went 2 innings of relief, giving up a total of 3 hits. Allowed a run. Walked 2, struck out 2. Day began with Matt Moore starting for Tampa Bay with 3 innings, giving up 6 runs and put the Rays in a real big hole, but they have dug their way back, and it is now 7-6 Boston. Rain falling again here at Fenway. Payoff pitch to David Ortiz. Ball 4 to leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Shop at Jordan's Furniture now and you'll receive a credit that's equal to twice the amount of the mass sales tax. Save 12.5% on your purchase now through August 14th. Visit Jordans.com for details. Lead runner on here for Boston in the 6th inning on the walk by David Ortiz. And it brings up Hanley Ramirez. Raining harder now than it has all day. Hanley, the sac fly on the first, since then has grounded out and struck out. Red Gibson, the crew chief. As it rains here, the fans make their way back underneath and into the concourse. High for ball 1. Two and one now to Hanley. Fly ball. Center field, Kiermaier looking up into the raindrops. Handles out number 1 of the inning. Tonight at 10, NESN Sports Today. Al Duncan and Nicky Reyes will have a recap of Day 3 from Patriots training camp. That's tonight on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Saying over the years, Jerry, the poncho is not the easiest wardrobe to work with.
It seems like a lot of people have trouble getting that on. They can't find the head part of it. You don't know if it's the arms, the head.
Very confusing. Like Napoli taking ball 1 on a fastball high. Still trying to figure it out.
That's got to be the head part right
That's
there.
my guess, because it's got the hoodie. Although he can't find the other arm.
Yeah, maybe it's defected poncho.
It could be. There could be no other arm. Or maybe there is no other arm. Maybe the only hole is the head.
Okay, that's got to be the head, right?
Well, he's already got one arm.
One arm's in. Where's the other arm?
He's got a defective poncho. There's a pop-up. Foul off first, and Loney backpedals his way almost to the tarp as he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
And the wind has shifted here at Fenway, blowing everything now toward right field as we continue to look at the gentleman trying to put on the poncho.
I see it. I just saw the hole.
He's going for it right now.
Okay. The one side, there's got to be a hole on that other side. There has to be.
It's got a hood and everything.
Yeah, the hood. That's how we know that's the right part. I said, forget it. I'm going one arm.
Should have Gary interview him.
Travis Shaw, 3 for 3, a double, a home run, and a single. He's a triple shy, hitting for the cycle today.
Oh, I think he found. It looks like he's got it. Now it's time for pictures.
There's ball 3, 3-0. Bouncing in, gets away, and Ortiz will head to second base. Ball 4 to Shaw. And that is the second walk of the inning given up by Geltz.
And 4th time that he's been on base today.
I think somebody's letting him know that we watched him try to put the poncho on for the better part of 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's been on TV on Nesson.
Yeah, he's on there now. Well, Rusney Castillo coming up with 2 outs, 2 on. Castillo has doubled, singled, had a sacrifice bunt today. As he takes strike 1. In the dirt, and that one will get away. Everybody is going to move up. Wild pitch there as Ortiz takes third, Shaw takes second.
Now the Red Sox can certainly use a base hit here from Castillo to try to get a couple of runs in. Split-fingered fastball again. This one bouncing in the dirt and bouncing away and off the glove of Casale.
Second and third, 2 down. Rusney here with a count of 1-1. That's outside for ball 2. Geltz has walked 2. A wild pitch has put 2 in scoring position with Ortiz at third, Shaw at second. Fouled off to the right. Ryan Hannigan waiting on deck. Line to right, and that's going to get in for a hit. Ortiz will score. Here comes Travis Shaw. Throw to the plate's going to be close, and Shaw will be safe. He got in there. He eluded the tag of Casale. The throw beat him, but apparently the tag did not. 2 more runs for the Red Sox. That was big, and it's now 9-6 Boston.
That's a beautiful slide there by Travis Shaw. He's having a big day for the Red Sox. Here's the base hit by Castillo. We said it would be big to get a big hit there. Give the Red Sox an increased lead, and watch this slide. He comes in with the hand. Tags the bag, the plate, and the tag coming after that. Ortiz telling him to get down, doing his job. Hannigan also telling him the same thing, and Ortiz also making the safe call. That's a heck of a reach around right there.
Second 3-hit game of the year for Rusney Castillo, and a couple of big RBIs. This one, the Rays had gotten back within a run. The Red Sox, with 2 outs in the inning, it's Rusney Castillo who drives in 2. Hannigan 2 for 3 in the ball game. Single to left, single to right, flied out to center. In there for a strike. 1-1 to Hannigan. On again, off again, showers here today at Fenway Park.
Right now they're on again.
Right now on. 25th pitch of the inning for Geltz. Taking off for third is Rusney. Throw will be late. And a stolen base for Castillo. He did have a good start.
Hey, talk about keeping teams on their heels, and that's exactly what Rusney does right there. With 2 outs, the infielders are back. They're not really paying much attention to him, so what he does is he's able to get a walking lead, and that's the difference at third base.
Hannigan lifts a fly ball to right field. Geyer going back to make the catch. That one fooled him as he carried him a little bit further. Red Sox get 2 runs, take a 9-6 lead. Your truck off-road, the kids to practice, or your sports car to its limits, there's a Toyo Tire for you. Visit ToyoTires.com to find a dealer near you. Now the Red Sox with 2 important runs driven in by Rusney Castillo. Boston on top 9-6. Third arm of the day used by John Farrell. Craig Breslow into the game, 33rd appearance, 0-1, 3.38 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 16 walks. And opponents hitting at .255 against Breslow. Right, Breslow Thursday night went 3 innings of relief against Chicago. Matched his longest hitless outing of his career. Tired 9 out of 10 batters that he faced. Look at that line for Breslow in the outing against Chicago. 43 pitches, the season high in pitches thrown for Breslow. Deals with James Loney to begin things here in the 7th inning. So Masterson went an inning giving up a hit. He was charged with a run of his own. Walked a batter, struck out 2 in relief of Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly's still a pitcher of record, 5+ 5 runs on 9 hits. The Red Sox put together 6 runs at a 6-0 advantage. He's got as close as 7-6 as Xavier Cedeno warms in the pen. Off the end of the bat, foul, 1-2. Loney, Forsythe, and Sizemore here in the 7th inning to face Craig Breslow. There is Logan Forsythe on deck. Lefties just 1 for their last 19 against Breslow. Loney trying his luck as he fouls it back. Still 1-2.
Breslow that time with a cut fastball to Loney. I don't remember Breslow throwing all that many cut fastballs.
On the ground, back to Breslow. Nice plays. He had to go back up over the mound. His throw to first in time to get Loney. Tricky play, some fancy footwork as you backpedal up the mound.
Nice play by Breslow. Another cut fastball away from Loney. He taps it right back up the middle. Fortunately for Craig, it's on the one hop. He's able to make that play going back on the mound, and then nice and relaxed throw to first base.
So the first out here, the 7th inning, takes us to Logan Forsythe. Struck out in the 2nd, singled to center field in the 4th inning to drive in 2 runs, and then struck out swinging in the 5th. Well, that was against Joe Kelly. Popped up, foul ground. Travis Shaw going as far as he can to make the catch. 2 down.
Ken, that breeze blowing out toward right field right now. Once it got above the stadium, it kind of kept that ball in foul territory inside the playing field.
Now, Tuesday on the Red Sox report, Brock Holt is a star in Cincinnati. Tim Wakefield raises funds on the course, and the Rocket returns to throw BP. Catch it all on the Red Sox report Tuesday at 5. Ready, Sizemore sharply grounding one down to first. Napoli will take it to the bag himself. And Craig Breslow has a 1-2-3 7th inning stretch. Here at Fenway, it's 9-6 Boston. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. And by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years.
Bruce De Castillo having a big day for the Red Sox. He's got 3 ribbies on the day, and the most recent 2 coming on a line drive to the opposite field. Nice play out there by Geyer as he gets to throw in a very close play at the plate. But a nice slide by Travis Shaw, and that gives the Red Sox a little breathing room in this game. Tampa Bay keeps crawling back into it, but the Red Sox able to spread it out a little bit here as we get toward the latter part of the ball game.
Today's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Matt Moore started the game and gave the Red Sox their first 6 runs in 3 innings, while Joe Kelly went 5, giving up 5. Shaw 3 for 3 today with a double and a home run mixed in, and Bruce De Castillo, as Jerry just mentioned, 3 RBIs, 3 for 3, as the Red Sox have a 9-6 lead at the bottom of the 7th inning. 4th pitcher today for Kevin Cash is Xavier Cedeno, 41st appearance, 1-1 with a good ERA of 2.39, 23 strikeouts, 10 walks, and opponents hitting at 257 off Cedeno. He takes over for Geltz, who went an inning giving up 2 runs. And it is strike 1 to Jackie Bradley. Bradley has walked twice today and flied to right. On the ground down the first baseline, foul. Cedeno has not given up a run since the All-Star break. 6 scoreless appearances, 4 2/3 in that span. 0-2. And it is grounded down the first baseline. This one is going to go foul. Bradley racing down the line in case, but it does kick foul. Looked like when it started on the grass, it was going to stay fair.
Yeah, then it took a quick right, and wise move by Cedeno to let that ball go in foul territory, because there's no way he gets Bradley at first base. There's the kick to the right. Might have hit a divot.
Bradley fouls it off down the left field line. Fastball from Cedeno that time. Center fielder Kevin Kiermaier over towards left center. Gap out in right center field for Jackie Bradley. Well, earlier, Steven Souza leaving the game after he had been hit on the hand. It is a bruised hand, no fracture. A report from the Rays clubhouse. So good news there for Kevin Cash. On the ground, and this time it'll stay fair, and this time Cedeno throws out Bradley. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? All right, Tom, thanks very much. Look forward to that after the ball game here from Yawkey Way. As with 1 out, Brock Holt. Holt with a single in the first inning, a walk in the 5th inning. A sac fly today and a ground out, his 5th plate appearance of the afternoon. And a strike call, 1-1.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I said that over the air. I was asking for something from the truck, and I said thank you over the air. Excuse me. Just blurting stuff out now.
That's the way it's going to be, I think, as time goes on. You're just going to just yell stuff out.
That's why that talkback is a very delicate thing.
It's very dangerous.
It's a very dangerous button to have.
Yeah. Sometimes you think you've got to push down and you don't, and stuff just comes out. We have this button, for those of you who don't know, here to our left, where if we hit it, but then when we talk, we're on. Everybody in the truck can hear us when we hit that button. So sometimes we communicate back and forth.
I was asking to have something done with my monitor. They did it, and I was thanking them for it. But it went out over the air.
Still works. On the ground to second base, and Forsythe throws to first for the 2nd out. Well, tomorrow at an all-new NESN clubhouse, Xander Bogaerts shows D'Angelo Ortiz how to hit off a tee. He'll also show Jerry Remy. Plus, find out if the knuckleball is an optical illusion. That's tomorrow at noon on NESN Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
What does that mean? an optical illusion? And like it's not really doing what you think it's doing?
Right. I guess, yeah, that would be the case. Your eyes are playing tricks on you.
No way.
So you're going to say that it's not an optical illusion, it's real, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's real. Of course it's real. Ask Tim Wakefield if it's real or not.
Bet you'd get a definitive answer.
Yeah. Stephen Wright, he'll tell you it's real.
Yep. It's not an optical illusion.
I know it's real because I've tried to hit against him.
Maybe it was an optical illusion. Swing and a miss. We'll find out tomorrow in Nesson Clubhouse. Gary Streisky has already packaged a lot of that show, so I'm sure he knows the answers to some of these questions. The great host of Nesson Clubhouse.
Where is Gary anyway?
I just took a look down there, and I don't see the Gare dog. Grounded up the middle and into center field. A 2-out base hit for Bogaerts, and Xander on base for the 4th time today with his 4th hit.
Yeah, another big day. Started the day at 312. That's going to climb quite a bit with 4 hits so far, 4 for 5 on the afternoon for Bogaerts. It's a breaking ball that time and takes it back up the middle. You can see that playing him the pull on the left side of the infield. So a lot of room up the middle for Xander.
A 2-out base hit. That is his 5th 4-hit game of 2015. Only holding him on at first base as Ortiz takes ball 1. David has flied out, struck out, singled, and walked. Last time up, scored a run. Rays shifting on the right side on him with Forsythe, the second baseman, in short right field. David goes around. Pitch fooled him.
Well, if a knuckleball is an optical illusion, then you've got to say that a slider isn't a curveball too, right?
I think every pitch is an optical illusion. This will jump off of Casale, and to second base goes Bogaerts into scoring position. Wild pitch.
That breaking ball in the dirt. Casale does a nice job blocking the ball, but it gets a little bit too far away from him, and a very good read by Bogaerts to get into scoring position.
What about a splitter, Jerry? It's there and then it's not. Is it an optical illusion, or is it really happening?
It's happening. It's happening in real time.
Sorry, guys, I was stuck in a steel case, which is the elevator, so it was breaking in and out. But I'm in Canvas Alley right now, and you were talking about the optical illusion that is the knuckleball. And there are some schools of thought that say because it doesn't really move, in fact, it's just like the laces teetering back and forth, that it gives it the appearance of moving in and out, up and down, when really it's just the laces kind of playing tricks with your eyes.
I'm not buying that.
It's an optical illusion. It is.
That's not an optical illusion. That's Blake Swihart if it's an optical illusion.
It looks like it's going in and out. It's not doing anything. It's just an optical illusion.
Tell me that didn't drop.
I guarantee you within the next 5 minutes, I'm going to get a text from somebody's initials who are TW. Tell me about my optical illusion. And that's that guy right there.
Yeah.
Not that guy. The other guy.
That guy, yeah.
That is strike 3 as Ortiz strikes out. It is 9-6 Boston through 7. selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Use hashtag NESN Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Tweet your photos now. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Looks like they're enjoying the game today. Red Sox are on top 9-6. We head to the 8th. And a grounder foul.
Did you get a text from Wakefield yet?
I have not. He's not in the studio today, right? So
no.
He's probably on a golf course somewhere near you.
What do you mean near me?
No, I mean them out there, not you. I did hear from Terry Francona today, though. As a fly ball to center field, Jackie Bradley going back, still going to the track to make the catch. Never worried about it out there in center, but went a long way for Cabrera for the first out of the inning.
They kind of teach people not to glide after a ball, but that's exactly what Bradley was doing on this, and he was well under control of that the whole way. He is so good in center field.
One down here in the 8th inning.
It's only an optical illusion that he caught that ball.
I think that was real. Kevin Kiermaier coming up. Remember when I messed up the count earlier in the game?
Yeah.
Terry Francona texted me to remind me that I did.
That kind of figures. Where is Tito? On the West Coast?
I was just looking at that, wondering what he's doing. They're in Oakland tonight.
Oakland, yeah.
So that's like a long time from now, and he's, of course, watching Red Sox baseball. I have to watch more Cleveland Indians baseball because every time he messes something up, I should text him. Say, nice call. Wait, nice pitching change. That was a good decision. Things like that. Inside for ball 2. Breslow, the 3rd Red Sox pitcher of the day. Joe Kelly starting 5+ and Masterson an inning. There's a foul tip at the plate. Tito said a lot of offensive things over the years. Some hurt, some didn't.
Tito?
Yeah.
To you?
Mm-hmm. One of the worst was he claimed my pant size was 58-28. A 58 waist with a 28 leg.
Yeah, he got on you pretty good.
Yeah.
You were a great target for him. It was part of his pregame ritual.
I took it okay, though.
Huh?
It didn't really bother me. It's fine.
The text bother you when you mess something up and he's right all over it.
Yeah, happens to be right. 2-2. It's fouled back and below us. Breslow into his 2nd inning of relief. Again, last time out, Breslow went 3 innings against the White Sox. On the ground and by the dive of Holt. That seemed to pick up speed on the way by, and it's into right field. Kiermaier on with 1 out, his 2nd hit of the day.
Now, one thing about Kiermaier, if you're an outfielder, you got to make sure you get the ball back in quickly because he's always looking to take that extra base. Kiermaier with the shot up the middle, and he hustles all the way down that line, and you can see him round first base. He's thinking about 2 all the time. That time that ball's cut off, it gets back in, and he has to stop at first base. But that's the way you're supposed to run the bases.
1 out, Kiermaier at first base. Kurt Casale is 0 for 3 today. He has struck out, grounded out, struck out again from the number 9 spot of the order for Tampa Bay. More action for Tampa Bay. Kirby Yates, a right-hander up in the pen. Gene Machi had been warming up in the pen for the Red Sox, still is. Strike called. Sally didn't think so. Breslow getting credit there from home plate umpire Sam Holbrook, and it's 0-2. Kiermaier at first base, held on by Napoli. High fly ball to left field, sending Hanley Ramirez back at the wall. Hanley will make the catch. Back to first goes Kiermaier. 2 down in the inning.
That looked like it had a chance when it left the bat, but Hanley had room to put his back against the wall and make the catch.
Tomorrow at 12:30, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will be live on Yawkey Way to celebrate Main Day at Fenway. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 12:30.
Well, we just got a nasty text.
We did?
Yeah, from UF. He says, unlike great Gary Streisky, huge stars like Jerry Remy and Donna Stoll never acknowledge tests from little people. That's not true. We just did. That's incorrect.
So you answered him. How about that?
I acknowledged him on air.
You did. Not only did you answer him, but you just.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, I mean.
There you have it. On the ground, up the middle and into center field. Kiermaier touches second, heads for third. He will get there without a problem. Throw goes to second, and the Rays now bring the tying run to the plate here in the 8th. As Breslow has given up 2 hits in the inning.
No shortage of offense here this afternoon for both ball clubs. 14 hits for the Red Sox in this game. John Farrell coming out to make a pitching change now.
So they're going to get the debut of Gene Machi into the game. Named off waivers from the San Francisco Giants. 9-6, Red Sox have the lead. The pitching change from Fenway. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will preview Wade Miley's start against the Rays. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Greg Breslow leaves the game responsible for the runners at the corners with Kiermaier at third. John Jaso at first with 2 outs in the 8th inning. He went an inning and 2/3. The debut for Gene Machi into the game here for the Red Sox. His numbers with the Giants: 33 appearances, 1-0, 5.14 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 271 against Machi. Added to the roster on July 30th. They've been claimed off waivers from the Giants on the 28th of July and was designated for assignment by the Giants back on the 20th of July. There's strike one at 94 to Brandon Guyer. Machi in his major league career, 3.24 earned run average. Guyer bunting and fouling it back. Double-barreled action for the Rays. Brandon Gomes and Kirby Yates. Yates has been up at least 3 times in this game. Close pitch. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, very close. Just missing down and away. Looked like a slide at that time.
2-2.
See that split grip that Machi has. Makes the adjustment once he gets in the glove.
Foul back to the screen. Fastball again at 94. Evan Longoria waiting on deck. He's making some noise again here in the 8th. They've got 2 on with 2 down, trailing by 3. Tying run at the plate. And a swing and a miss. Fastball from Machi. 9-6 Red Sox. Commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. Well, Jerry Gene Machi in his Red Sox debut, able to get a strikeout there at a pretty good time.
Yeah, coming in and blowing the fastball right by Guyer right here to pick up the strikeout. 94 miles an hour.
The Red Sox coming to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning, still with their 3-run lead, facing Kirby Yates. 9th appearance without a record, 6.14 earned run average, 10 strikeouts to a walk, and opponent sitting at 344 against Yates. Called yesterday from AAA Durham. 3rd stint of the year with Tampa Bay. Did you know, Jerry, that Kirby Yates is only the 2nd player in Major League history with the name Kirby, joining Hall of Famer Kirby Puckett?
Really?
There's only been 2.
So certainly all know Kirby Puckett. I thought that might have been another Kirby that had played in the big leagues. That's really bizarre.
Strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Koji Uehara, in the pen for the Red Sox, as Longoria, Loney, and Forsythe would be the trio in the 9th. One. Line to left quickly to the track of the wall and a hop. And Hanley, because it was hit so sharply, is held to a long single. Lead runner on for the Red Sox in the 8th.
I'll tell you, when he makes contact, there's not anybody in the league that hits the ball harder than Hanley Ramirez. This is an absolute rocket out to left field. One hop off the wall, bounces right to Sizemore, and Hanley has to hold up at first base with a long, hard single.
So lead runner on here in the 8th inning, and brings up Mike Napoli. 0 for 4 in the game. Strikeout, 2 groundouts, and a foul out for Napoli today. Jumping on that first pitch, fastball right down the middle. Travis Shaw on deck. He's had a great day today. This one fouled back, and it is 0-2. Tomorrow on an all-new Charlie Moore Outdoors, Charlie travels to sunny Orlando, Florida for Johnny Damon's charity golf tournament. While everyone is golfing 18 holes, Charlie spends his time fishing for bass and all the small ponds on the course. Check out all of the new Charlie Moore tomorrow at 6:30. Kevin Kiermaier, center fielder, over into right center. Good sized gap out there in left center. Downstairs for ball 2. Low again, full count. Yates had warmed up at least 3 times before coming into this game, as he comes here into the 8th, trying to keep it a 3-run deficit right now for the Rays. He's given up a leadoff base hit to Hanley Ramirez. Now a full count to Mike Napoli. Fouled off, stays alive. And the Ramirez held on by James Loney. It's his lead now as Yates looks in his direction. Payoff pitch again, but first to check at first base. He'll stumble by Yates coming off the mound.
A little dangerous right there. Could have thrown the ball away down that right field line, but able to control himself and the baseball. A little turn of an ankle that time on that little pivot to first base.
There goes Hanley as Napoli strikes out. Throw down is not going to be in time. Blocked that time by Forsythe. Almost went into center. And the Ramirez with a stolen base. Napoli striking out for the first out of the inning.
Now 2 times Hanley going in that at bat with Napoli at the plate. That throw well off the target by Casale as Hanley picks up the steal. His fifth of the season. Well, nice big day for Travis Shaw, getting the start at third base, starting off with a double to the opposite field, getting his first major league home run. That's coming in the 3rd inning, then a base hit in the 5th inning as he finds a hole in the shift and picks up the base hit. So he's a triple away from a cycle.
1 out. Hanley Ramirez at second base. Shaw takes strike 1.
Remember when Benji Molina needed a triple for a cycle here at Fenway, and he got it in his final at bat. See what Travis Shaw does.
Fly ball center field. Kevin Kiermaier going back, looking up, and it is gone. Second time today Travis Shaw has hit a home run. It's a 2-run shot, and it puts the Red Sox on top 11-6. Have a day, Travis Shaw.
Not wasting his time with triples. Just go for the long ball. Great day for Travis Shaw. Straight away center field on this fastball. Up on the batter's eye in center field for his second of the day.
Now Rusney Castillo grounding one down to Longoria. 2 down in the inning. So his first and second major league home runs of his career. Ryan Hannigan coming up here, 2 for 4 today. Single in the second, single in the third. Red Sox now 16 hits in the game today. 2 teams have combined for 28. And a foul tip for strike 1. Red Sox winning the final game of the 4-game series against the White Sox. Won here last night. Enjoy a 5-run lead now here today. Trying to make it 3 in a row. Strike 2. This one they will not be getting back. They get to keep this one.
Yeah, nobody gets his second home run, right? Actually, had I known, I would have got all 7 of mine.
Had you known there was only going to be 7, they should have all of them.
Should have all of them.
On the ground, foul. Do it again, 1 and 2. Do you remember every one of all 7?
I probably do. I'd have to sit down and think about them.
Yeah,
but,
where they went.
Yeah. They got going in Cleveland, Anaheim, Yankee Stadium, Tiger Stadium. I'm not sure where else. I'd have to do some research on that. We didn't get that many. It's tough to remember.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Especially like the 6th and 7th. Those are probably.
I remember one. The last one I ever got was off Matt Keogh.
Didn't they release him the next day, or was that somebody else?
No, that was Jim Perry. Frank Robbins said, if you can give up a home run to him, you can't pitch anymore.
That's it.
And he was done. He was done with Cleveland. He went to, I believe he went to Oakland after that. But I struck out against Matt Keogh. He got me, missed a pitch by about that much. The umpire called foul ball. Next pitch, home run. He got thrown out of the game.
1-2 pitch, very close, and it's now 2-2. Hannigan protecting the plate that time, lunging and fouling it off. Well, Shaw scoring 5 runs today. First Red Sox player to score 5 runs in a game since Dustin Pedroia did it August 12th, 2008 against Texas. 2-2 pitch down low, and now Hannigan will see a 9th pitch. Another foul ball trickled down the third baseline. Rays 3 back in the wild card to start the day, but Red Sox playing good baseball. Win last night, 11-6 lead. Here in the bottom of the 8th today. Payoff pitch to Hannigan. And he stays alive again. 10 pitch at bat right now. That one fouled off the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook. Another foul off to the right, out of play. Bob's Discount Furniture goes to bat for the Jimmy Fund again this year. Bob's will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture. Quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. Payoff pitch again. 12th pitch of the at-bat. And Hannigan straightens it out, sends it out towards deep left center field. Sizemore going back onto the dirt of the track to make the catch to end the inning. What a day for Travis Shaw. 2 home runs. Red Sox lead it 11-6. In the pen as Gene Matchey back on the mound again. Where the score changing had been a save situation, 9-6 at the time, but thanks to the 2-run home run by Travis Shaw, it's now 11-6 Red Sox on top. So Matchey back out there again. Evan Longoria lead it off here in the 9th inning. Matchey struck out Brandon Guyer with 2 on and 2 down in the 8th inning. Longoria takes strike 1. Longoria, Loney, and Forsythe anticipated here in the top of the 9th inning. The deficit now 5 runs for Tampa Bay. Oh, and 2.
Splitter, then the fastball from Matchey. Fastball at 94 miles an hour. Back to a fastball away.
Chop towards third base. Shaw waiting for the hop. Finally gets it, and the throw is in time. Good strong arm from Shaw from third base to get Longoria. Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game.
Now it comes back in the 6th inning. Rusney Castillo going to the opposite field to drive in 2 runs. And that really helped the Red Sox at that time and increased their lead a little bit, gave some breathing room. Nice slide by Travis Shaw at home plate to get around the tag.
One down here in the 9th, and it brings up James Loney. Only with 2 hits today, both singles. He has driven in a run. On the ground right side, Brock Holt. 2 down in the 9th. Logan Forsythe with 2 outs in the 9th inning. A 1-for-4 day and a 2-run single back in the 4th inning. Strike 1. In the air to deep left field. Back and gone. Home run for Logan Forsythe, his 12th of the year. Makes it 11-7. And that was the first hit off Matchey, as he had retired the first 3 Rays after coming into this game.
Now Forsythe's had a nice afternoon. He's got 3 RBIs on the afternoon, and after this solo home run, fastball inside, he hooks it. And well out of Fenway Park. He had a base hit back in the 4th inning to drive in 2. For those who like offense, they got their money's worth this afternoon here at Fenway.
There's Grady Sizemore, 0-for-4 in the game today. Two and 0. Three and 0. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. On the ground, foul, full count. With 2 down in the top of the 9th inning. The payoff pitch. Line down the right field line, foul. Not shot from Sizemore, but he was out ahead.
I can see why the Red Sox are on the shift with Sizemore at the plate. I mean, anything from middle in, he really does pull the ball, especially in the infield.
Payoff pitch again. And again, grounded foul. Two outs in the 9th inning. A full count here to Grady Sizemore. On the ground, right side. Holtz got it from the outfield grass. That is the ball game. The Red Sox win it. And they've taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series today, winning 11-7. They bang out 16 hits along the way. And the Red Sox have now won 3 straight games. Now, Tom, a good day today for the Red Sox and a great day for Travis Shaw.